Hello and welcome to Frack the Canon. Again, as always, we're here with me and our special guest, Jon Helmholz, fellow KMVT worker, and as always, CJ from LA. Hello, CJ. How you doing, bro?
How to do?
We're doing good, sir. We're doing really good. So as promised, best of show, right, John?
Yeah.
We talked about it. So roll the clip, please. Best of.
Oh, that's awkward.
All right, well then, I'm sorry about that. I thought we
next
have to do a real show.
Yeah.
So John, this is your first episode.
Yeah.
You want to talk about something you got in mind? You brought in?
That I brought in personally?
Or read? You read something? You told me.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
All right.
I didn't bring anything to the table. I'm just here to talk about what you want to talk about, man.
White people. I'm just kidding.
We're really the worst, though.
The worst.
The worst.
So as promised, this is going to be our Christmas episode. We chose our favorite Christmas movies. So we'll start with CJ. We brought your clip. You want to set it up for us, or do you just want to go to the clip?
Well, I don't even know how we're doing this, but I'll just tell you what my favorite Christmas movie is. It is not. It is classic, but it is not a classic by any means. It's Bad Santa.
Alrighty. Can we roll that clip, please?
I think he may have actually been drunk.
When you did this?
When they actually did the whole movie.
That would be, I would.
Method
Santa will
acting.
be here real soon, kid. Real soon.
Midgets are always funny.
He's a dwarf.
Oh, sorry. Dwarves.
Oh, no.
I mean, I feel like they'd have to prefer midget, though, right?
Would they? All right, so CJ, tell us what was that
This
about?
So that was just. I mean, Bad Santa's just a classic movie. It's about this guy who's pretty much a jerk, and he has this partner who's like played by Tony Cox, the midget in the movie. Basically, they meet up every year and they pull a con on. Like they basically pose as a Santa and an elf. And they basically rob whatever mall they're working at every year. And so it's just like, but like this year, Billy Bob Thornton's character, he's kind of like devolving, you know what I mean? Like he what's the word? He's melting down, you know what I mean? He's like an alcoholic.
Okay.
Real lecherous, you know what I mean? And this time it's kind of like getting on Tony Cox's nerves, getting on the elf's nerves. And he can't really, he has to kind of get rid of it. Feels like he has to get rid of them, you know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, it's a good movie, you know. It's got one of John Ritter's last movies.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Bernie Mac in it as well. But, yeah, it's a lovely holiday good time. The chick from Gilmore Girls is in it, too.
She's hot. That's all I got to add to that. She's hot.
She's hot. She looks nice.
All right.
Cut to.
All right. So I've never watched it. I have to watch it. Have you seen it?
No.
No.
I recommend it.
All right. Totally. Well, then there we go. A recommendation from CJ. All right, John. We got John's favorite movie. Do you want to set it up?
I think the clip speaks for itself.
All right. Let's roll the clip, please.
What's this?
Nope. Wrong clip. That's my favorite movie.
Spoiler.
There we go.
Great police brutality. The American way. I love this movie.
Police brutality. I love that.
It's funny because it's Die Hard is not classically a Christmas movie when people think of it, but I mean the entire soundtrack is like it all revolves around the fact that it's supposed to take place around Christmas. You know. And I mean, I remember being a kid. It was like one of the best shoot 'em up movies in the world because it was, it's like a realistic action movie. Like it always pushes those bounds of like, here's John McClane swinging from a building on a fire hose. He's got glass in his feet. Carl from Family Matters is there as a cop still. Maybe the same character.
That'd be awesome.
I don't know. Maybe surprise.
Did that take place in Chicago though? Family Matters.
Yeah, it did, and this takes place in
LA.
But I just think that I think it's Bruce Willis's best role next to Moonlighting. But
Are you being serious? Are you being serious?
Yeah, he was great. Have you ever seen Moonlighting before?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I only know because
God.
the Ninja Turtle said it in the movie.
But I mean, this movie's got like an all-star cast. You know, you have Bruce Willis, you have Alan Rickman, you have. I think that's really all I can think of right now. There's that one guy from the other movies.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah, that
he was
white
in that
guy.
one. Yeah,
the other thing.
With the other show.
Yeah. And then this spawned a really unfortunate series of sequels that just never stopped. That led up to last year's total failure.
I like 3.
Three's great. I thought
Samuel L. Jackson.
I thought Live Free or Die Hard was great, but then what was it?
The last one.
Die Hard Another Day or something.
What was it called? Do you remember, CJ?
That'll probably be the next one.
So what are your thoughts on this as a Christmas movie, CJ?
Dude, honestly, I was very close to picking this actually as my favorite.
Yeah, CJ.
Great minds think alike,
I was
huh?
really close.
I guess so.
So do you.
I guess so.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
But what's your
one of the Lethal Weapons.
Oh
yeah. Shane Black, right? He's always doing.
Yep.
Shane Black always does Christmas movies. Iron Man 3 takes place during Christmas. That could have been good.
We just.
What the heck? Okay, it was the ghost of KMVT.
I guess Rene just.
Fast.
Do you have another show you're trying to do right now?
Not really.
What's in the middle of. You're so rude.
I'm
CJ, what's your favorite scene from Die Hard, though?
It's the most memorable one is the glass one.
Yeah.
But I mean, my favorite is when he kills the guy at the end.
Yeah.
Which we just saw.
I think my favorite, or at least most quoted, was at least in the scene where he's crawling under the tables and the guy's running on the table and says, "Oh, no more table. Here is advice. Next time you have a chance to kill someone, take it." And he goes, "Thanks for the advice," and he. He kills him, and it's
I forgot about the one-liners.
Great family fun. Just a lot of dead Germans.
Indeed. Who doesn't love a dead German?
Right? Tell me about it. Yeah, that's a great movie. I'm probably gonna watch it later.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I know. I think I'm gonna watch it as well. Now that you mentioned it.
Alrighty. So then, this is my Christmas movie. It is a classic, The Night Before Christmas. You know, a skeleton takes over Halloween. I don't know why I love that one scene when he starts giving out toys and it's bats and a decapitated head and start attacking. But I didn't do that clip. So here's the next clip for mine.
What's this? There's color everywhere. What's this?
The amount of time that goes into making
What's
something
this?
like this.
Yeah.
My eyes, I must be dreaming. Wake up.
And it still holds up. Like it's not.
Oh yeah, it looks great.
What's this? What's this? There's something very wrong. What's this? There's people singing songs. What's this? The streets are lined with little creatures laughing. Everybody seems so happy. Have I possibly gone daffy? What is this?
Right. So there we go. Night Before Christmas. Christmas classic, I guess. Halloween meets Christmas, crossover Christmas. What are you guys' thoughts, John, CJ?
I mean, CJ, you can go first, man.
I mean, I like Nightmare Before Christmas a lot. Watched it when I was a kid. That's all I really have to say about it.
I remember it scared the crap out of me.
Really?
Yeah, Snake Eyes. Or,
I forgot about
or Boogie.
Oogie Boogie.
Oogie Boogie. Just the whole Snake Eyes part. I don't know. I just remember as a kid, like I loved Tim Burton films. His Batman Returns as a kid was like my favorite movie.
Me too.
Which is another great Christmas
Hey,
film.
oh my God, it is a Christmas movie.
Leave that one out.
I forgot about that.
It's hard to decide. There's not a lot of good Hanukkah movies. We probably should have chosen from that.
There's that one Adam Sandler movie. 8 Crazy Nights. 8 Crazy Nights.
But yeah, I remember as a kid, just kind of being bewildered by Nightmare Before Christmas, and like I loved Halloween and I loved Christmas, and so the two of them kind of come together. But I remember it scared me a lot as a kid. But then I remember recently I watched it again, and I remember I didn't realize how short it actually is. So it's like 75.
Yeah, it's not that long. Yeah,
but it's in stop motion. So that's hundreds of hours of work.
It took him 2 years, I think. I think he didn't direct. Tim Burton didn't direct it because he was directing Batman Returns.
Because he was working on it.
But it was based on his poem that he wrote like in 88, 89.
Yeah.
So yeah. Alrighty. So I believe that's all the Christmas stuff we have, right? Pretty much. So I mean, we have Hanukkah. We have no Kwanzaa movies, do we?
Not yet.
For all our PC fans out there.
Not yet.
Not that I know of.
That would be amazing.
I'm a black guy, just so you know. So.
Wait, you're black?
I don't see color, man.
You're good. You're black?
I don't. Where are you going? Sit down. can't rip the microphone out of
black
the
guy
wall.
on your show.
Well, Rene, what do we have next after our Christmas
So next, thank you, John.
You bet.
I messed up my own microphone. Warts and all. Alrighty, so here at FTC, we're a pretty Marvel-heavy show, but we think we're going to give DC a chance this time, and we're going to talk about one of the most highest-rated, most highly anticipated movies that's coming out
of the next year.
Of the next year, right?
At least
and
the next couple of years. Of
exactly, and it is a famous one. It's Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice. That title is so ridiculously long, and
it's so
and ridiculous. Exactly. I'm like,
yeah.
But
I fell asleep on the way to you saying that, actually.
Oh, look who it is again, as always. Hello, Mr. Iron Man. How are you doing?
Oh, geez.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. What can we do for you?
Over your
Is it
music.
really the most anticipated movie? I mean, come on. I mean, he had one really bad movie with Superman, and that's all.
Well, when you say bad Superman movies, are you talking 3, 4, Superman Returns, Man of Steel? There's a lot.
Hey, Grasshopper, it's a target.
Can we cut the music? I can't hear Iron Man.
I can't hear Iron Man.
There he is. Are we talking to Robert Downey Jr. or Iron Man right now?
Iron Man, Tony Stark.
So we're talking to Tony Stark. Wow,
I'm not
wow.
like that Superman guy or that Batman guy that has duality issues. I am me, man.
So what is your take on all this whole DC franchise then, Mr. Tony Stark?
You know, the imitation is a serious form of flattery, but
didn't you come after Superman and Batman?
Oh yeah, but remember with the whole universe and arc thing?
No.
Yeah, that right. So
the new Batman suit does look like an Iron Man.
And let's face it.
True.
Who do you have playing?
Yeah, that's true.
Who is Batman? It's the guy. Is the guy who used to date Jennifer Lopez or something like that? Wasn't she a dancer on In Living Color or something? Was she a fly girl?
I don't remember that far. I don't remember the 80s that well.
My boy's wicked smart. That's what I want to hear Bruce Wayne say. My boy's wicked smart.
You want to be Chucky?
How do you like them apples?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, we don't know any of the other heroes in the in this new movie, right? Except for maybe Superman and tangentially Batman, correct?
True, that's true. He's got
a few.
Well, we've only seen Superman and Batman in the new universe. What do you think, CJ, about the new versus DC's doing?
I think they're playing catch up with Marvel. I mean,
yeah.
So I think they're catching a lot of flack because they're not. Whereas Marvel did all of the solo movies and built up their franchise like very slowly and meticulously, I think they're catching a lot of flack because they're not doing it that way. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, everybody's like, "Oh, you're copying off Marvel," but then we get mad that they're not copying off them exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I think that they're trying to do it in a different way. They're like, okay, well, you know what? Let's just dump all of these characters into this movie, and we'll just say the universe is already going. You know what I mean? We'll just kind of start from there.
I think that.
Go ahead.
I was going to say I think that everyone could take away a lesson from something like Guardians of the Galaxy, that you don't need to introduce each character individually. It kind of works sometimes better to introduce them as a team in a universe that you basically can explain in 5 to 10 minutes.
That's true. But Guardians of the Galaxy is like 5 people, right? And then we're JLA, and they're kind of, there's a similarity to all of them. Yeah. Whereas JLA, there's each of the characters individually radically different from the other. There's Superman, there's Batman, Wonder Woman, who are kind of the same gods, and then you have Aquaman, Flash, Cyborg, and I think maybe Green Lantern. We don't know yet.
I hope so.
But
now, the one thing that they have going for them is that DC's characters are way more iconic than Marvel's.
True,
as well.
Very true.
So, a lot of their story, even though it still has to be reintroduced and still has to be re-explained to us, a lot of their story is like kind of general knowledge. You know what I mean? Like everybody knows why Batman's Batman. Everybody knows why Superman's Superman. You know what I mean?
My grandma knows that.
Yeah. Right. You know what I mean? We might not know necessarily how Wonder Woman is Wonder Woman, but we get her. You know, she spins around and beats people up. You know.
And her invisible jet, and her magic shield, and her magic bulletproof braces.
Wonderful long legs.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, are you happy now, Iron Man?
Uh-oh. Well, I don't know. I mean, I think CJ just repeated everything I said.
You guys are geniuses. That's
Yeah,
true.
you are geniuses. So I mean, it'll be interesting because they have a lot of money involved backing this. But otherwise, I mean, they didn't take the time. They just went straight to dessert. They didn't go through all the courses of the meal.
That's all right. Well, we have a clip of the trailer. So can we roll that clip,
Roll
please?
that clip.
You know you can't win this.
See, it's Iron Man suit.
This is Iron Man suit.
The greatest gladiator match in the history of the world.
No guns, except on my plane, and my car, and that rifle that I have at the end of this clip.
That's a little rubber bullet.
He's got a rubber bullet gun.
Pretty much.
It's a beanbag launcher.
She with you.
It's not lethal.
I thought she was with you.
I thought you would leave.
But there it is, dude. The Trinity.
Everything's on fire. Put the fire out. Use your frost breath.
How much money is that thing going to make, guys?
It's going to make a lot of money. But here's the thing is I think you pointed out that Zack Snyder makes some beautifully looking movies. He makes some beautiful looking movies. I mean, I remember when I saw Sucker Punch. I remember that movie strongly disappointed me. Let me make it clear that I really hate that movie.
Yep.
Because it was like the weird Inception after Inception. Like we're in a dream within a dream within a dream, and we're all dressed as burlesque dancers, and we're in a psych ward. And also we're fighting zombie Nazis, and I don't understand it would look, but it looked great.
It looked great.
It
yeah.
looked so cool. Maybe that was his demo reel. If Star Trek was J.J. Abrams' demo reel for Star Wars, maybe Zack Snyder's been building up the past couple years to this.
Well, we have Man of Steel, which was again looks beautiful, but story-wise. But then again, it was written by David S. Goyer, and David S. Goyer wrote Blade. He wrote all 3 Blade movies. But then again, they did go down as the movies progressed.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I like Man of Steel a lot. I thought it was pretty rad.
I mean, it was better than Superman Returns.
Yeah.
So that goes without
But
saying.
I agreed. But the one thing that bugged me though is Jonathan Kent, and even in one of the last trailers, is that when she goes, Ma Kent, it's like save him or don't save him, do whatever you want. Like you don't have to own them anything. I mean, that's not the Ma Kent that I know. Like that's not the Americana that Superman grew up with. It's just
Of almost like you're kind of endowed with this responsibility.
exactly. It's with
As opposed to this one, she's like,
whatever.
Let him die.
Exactly. She literally said that. She literally said that. But it was more like one like with great power comes great responsibility. Like very much the Spider-Man thing with Superman.
But at this point, he's also facing the whole planet's starting to turn on him. Is the thing. There's it's like hot and cold.
Exactly.
People love him or people hate him.
And then, but it goes back to the first movie, which again, he wasn't, in my opinion, the movie didn't show him being raised like Christopher Reeve Superman was. Like very much the Americana, be the good guy, very much a Jesus Christ figure almost.
Yeah.
And in this movie, I'm like, he's so flawed. He's so angry. I'm like, why are you're Superman?
He breaks Zod's neck.
There are other ways to save someone. Like you could have flown them, cover his eyes, fly away. Up and away.
It's just a different take.
That's true. All right. So then there's one more Versus movie that's coming out, and this is the one I think we're all excited about. And let's
I've been waiting for.
roll the clip, please.
Sorry, Tony.
You know I wouldn't do this if I had any other choice.
Don't kill
But he's
Don
my
Cheadle,
friend.
please.
So was I.
So was I. Gonna go take a potty break.
I don't know. All right.
Wow.
Okay.
What a trailer.
What a trailer.
What
So,
a trailer.
what do you think? Like
I think that I think Marvel's learned a lot in the past couple years. I think that's something that they have going for them that DC doesn't, is that they've learned from their mistakes. I think even this year they realized a movie like Ant-Man, they said, hey, it made money in the theaters, but it was kind of almost too goofy. And they realized that, hey, why was Winter Soldier so great? Was because it was gritty and it was dark. And I think that's something, at least for Marvel movies, like you watch the first Avengers, like even Cap's suit in the first Avengers.
It's horrible.
Is appalling. You look at it and you're like,
all three of us hate that movie, that suit. I know I hated it.
I don't understand it was reminiscent of his 1940 suit, but it was like, was somebody like didn't carry through the color scheme in the end. They're like, that blue's a little bright. And they're like, yeah, just go with it. It'll look great on camera.
You know what? But I was talking to CJ about this too. He goes like, when Phil Collins said like, oh, I added to the design.
Yeah.
I'm like, what did you add though? Like, you made it worse. If anything.
It looked like spandex. It was
literally
spandex.
did, yeah.
It
like,
was spandex.
Well, first Avenger, it made sense. It was still the classic uniform, but it had some sort of militaristic function.
But we look at this one now, and the suits look great. The shots look great. I can definitely tell this that I think this is going to kind of be the crown jewel of the past couple years.
Yeah.
And then, until we get Infinity War.
But also going back to the versus thing, like so this year we have DC doing Batman versus Superman, and then Avengers versus Avengers. And I feel that this trailer along, it feels more personal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's like when Tony Stark
they have that history.
Exactly, when he says he's my friend, he goes, so was I.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, like what the, like I almost cried.
Yeah.
What do you think, CJ?
I think I just filled the cup.
I filled the cup. But
no, honestly, I mean, you know, we've talked about this, Renee. I mean, I think, you know, like, you know what, with the MCU, the Captain America movies have kind of been my favorite. I mean, the first Avengers is okay, but man, I really love the Winter Soldier.
Oh, it was amazing. I love Winter Soldier.
I'm super excited for Civil War. I like the Captain America movies because they're kind of like diet Avengers movies. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Captain America, Winter Soldier. You know, we had Black Widow in there. We had Nick Fury in there.
We had Falcon and Bucky.
Yeah, we had Falcon. Had some Shield. You know, I mean, it's like this kind of like this. Like everybody goes off and does their own solo thing, but with the Captain America, we kind of get this continuation of the overall Marvel story as well.
Yeah.
You know, and I kind of like that with Captain America movies, and I like that with this one because it's fresh out of the gate. Like we just at the end of Avengers, they changed things up, they changed the team up, so now we get to see like the furtherance of that story like right away. You know what I mean? Like it's like the very next thing we see. I mean, well, minus Ant-Man, but you know what I mean? It's like the very next thing we see is like the continuation of what happened after Avengers. You know what I mean? Like, because, you know, Iron Man 3 happened after Avengers, and that wasn't necessarily, it didn't necessarily give us like, okay, what's happening in the world? It's just kind of like, oh, this is what happened with Tony afterwards, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm super excited. I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it.
This trailer is, I think this is what's great about, I think at least the Russo brothers, is like, I remember the first time I saw the Winter Soldier trailers, even as far as they went, they didn't spoil anything. There was like, they showed some great stuff. I knew it was Bucky just because I know the background of Cap and stuff, but like I didn't know the whole Hydra thing was going to happen, the whole shield collapse, like, and it makes me excited for this movie that like they're teasing us with stuff, but we haven't seen Vision, we haven't seen Spider-Man, we haven't seen anything with Ant-Man. Maybe he was super tiny in some of those shots.
And
people were like, he's in every shot of the movie or every shot of the trailer, you just can't see him. And I was like, that's pretty funny. But I said, we're in for a real treat, and I'm really excited about that.
And I love the Cinematic Universe, but now we're going to switch. Something that I was talking to CJ about last night was that Jessica Jones came out recently, and I was surprised about how much I love that. So we have a little clip.
It grows on you
real fast. So we have a little clip on it. If you want to roll that clip, please.
A big part of the job is looking for the worst in people. Turns out I excel at that.
Kristen Ritter's hot.
You a PI?
I'm just trying to make a living.
I
You
know
know,
she's got
booze
a nice
cost money.
face.
Usually.
I was surprised.
That was an excellent compliment.
Jessica Jones.
Oh, use guys.
I'm gonna use that. I think you got a nice face, baby.
I think you got a nice face.
Can you punch through a wall?
I want to put my mouth on it.
Well, that's a good. Thanks, CJ. I think.
David Tennant was brilliant.
David Tennant was amazing.
He's great in everything that he's in, but I love seeing him as a villain.
So
like
there's that scene right there of Purple Man and of Jessica Jones. So for those of you who don't know, Jessica Jones was created by Brian Michael Bendis, and if you're watching this, I'm surprised. You should know who these people are because you're watching the show.
Yeah.
But that's Purple Man and Jewel and her superhero. And the Purple Man his power is to manipulate people. It's mind control powers, but you have to say it. You have to verbalize it. And then this was her in her outfit, and she was an Avenger for a while. She was young when Spider-Man got his powers, but she's fairly new. And I don't want to go too much because that show was so well done that it's pretty much about it's analogous to a rape story pretty much. Would you guys agree with that? That it's
I would agree.
Like Stockholm syndrome.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And then but with superpowers.
Yeah.
And then it was about it's a must watch. I don't know how else to say it without.
Someone pointed out that I didn't realize that, like, for the majority of the show, the only positive male character, besides like maybe Malcolm, is Luke Cage. Otherwise, every other male character is very much a villain. So and at first I was kind of thrown off by that, but I realized like, hey, like. But
That's
this
true.
it's great that we're getting these. I mean, we have Hellcat now.
Yeah.
Hellcat and Jessica Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love that.
You're right. Someone on the Empire Podcast too, and there's the Defenders. So we've seen 3 of these 4 people in live action now, and too. Like every female in that show is pretty much proactive. They're never reactive. Everyone's proactive. Even the lawyer chick.
Yeah.
Like, she always
Hogarth,
Hogarth.
Which Trinity? She's aged well.
When I first saw her, I'm like, that's Trinity. I'm like, there's that chick from Transformers.
So CJ, what'd you think, man?
I think there is no greater time to be a superhero fan, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I just love all of the content that we have access to, like, as comic book fans, like, in general, you know what I mean? It's like the comic book store has translated to digital media, you know what I mean? So I could just go pick up my Jessica Jones issue 1 and watch that, you know?
Yeah.
I love Jessica Jones. I didn't know what to think. I liked it a lot, I think, because I didn't know Jessica Jones before watching the show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had seen her in comic books, but I didn't know who she was, you know, aside from, you know, Luke Cage's, you know, pregnant chick, you know.
Baby mama.
But,
became his wife.
He did become his wife. Yes. Still,
yes.
Not born out of wedlock.
Right.
So nothing wrong with that.
But I really liked the show. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was really deep and dark. I thought that Daredevil was dark when it came out, but then when I saw this, I was like, oh no, this showed me what really dark means. You know what I mean? Like
Daredevil, dark with violence.
Dark with violence.
Right.
Dark
with sexual violence.
Yes, exactly.
You know, it's crazy.
Right.
So,
but this isn't dark. Isn't the right word. I would say the word is mature.
Yes.
This is mature.
Mature. Yes.
Unlike any other thing that Marvel has done, unlike any other really superhero kind of story that we've seen in live action before.
Law and Order SVU Super Victims Unit.
Right.
That's what it was.
And even that, like the super of the show was so downplayed. Like,
so I'm getting the wrap up. We're out of time, but I wish we had more time, which we can't have more time for the next episode. But Jessica Jones, I think we all agree.
Watch it.
Well, right? CJ?
Yes.
Okay.
He was contemplating.
Yes. All right. So thank you guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, John, for joining us again.
Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you for CJ always having us. Sorry for the delay with the Skype. But we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Feliz Navidad. Beatbox.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.